Right, today's Friday, March 29th, 2019. Pretty good day today. I got this box delivered from FedEx. It's the exhaust I ordered. It's supposed to be a complete kit, minus the hangers probably. It's a Magnaflow 16724. It's a part number. Got this off of Amazon. Ordered it on Monday night, I believe, or Sunday night, and it showed up today. Amazon should pay me for giving them that plug, but they won't. So the box showed up. It weighs about 65 pounds, I think. And this is what you can expect out of it. It's stainless, however, it's not polished. Wasn't really expecting polished, but maybe I'll polish it. Probably not, though. The mufflers look like they're polished. So it's dual muffler, dual exhaust. It's from the ram horns back. I assume this thing is made to fit stock exhaust. I doubt it fits headers. You might have to do a little bit of modification if you have headers or any type of long tube headers or anything like that. I think this thing is more geared towards a direct fit. The exhaust I have are the ceramic ram horn replicas. I'm hoping they should drop down to the right spot, and I'm hoping that they match up to this. That's the whole reason why I bought this. So I debated about taking the car somewhere to a muffler shop, having them bend me some true duals, anywhere from $400 to $600 depending on the mufflers you pick or whatever. I'm a fan of glass packs personally. Trying something different this time. Or get this kit, which now it looks like they're over $700. I got it for a little over $600. And try and do it myself. So we're gonna try and do it myself here. That way I don't have to put it on the trailer and deal with anybody. I really don't like dealing with people, so I'd rather do it here myself. I'm gonna be doing that this weekend. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna unbox it, bring y'all back once it's laid out on the floor, see all the pieces I got. Hopefully my dogs don't run off with any. But today's a good day. Second day of Major League Baseball. So Astros come on a little bit. Once they come on, it's quitting time. So just gonna unbox this, lay it out, see what we got, mess with it tomorrow. I'll bring y'all back. All right, today's Saturday, March 30th, and last night I got this exhaust kit mocked up here. It's pretty much the gist of it. Looks like it only has 3 mounting points on each side. And I'm not convinced that this kit is designed to use any type of stock exhaust hangers. For one, well, this one looks like it might bolt to the frame. I don't know why they have. I mean, maybe it's used to hang with some type of hanger, but it also looks like it can just be bolted right to the frame. But it came with these bolts and nuts as if it was to bolt to something, but I don't know. So I don't see why this can't just bolt directly to the frame and use the bushing like that. On this side, I don't understand what's going on with this bend. I don't know how, unless you bolt it to the floor pan or something. So what I plan on doing, and then this one looks like it would bolt just right to the frame. So what I plan on doing is I'm gonna hang the front ones. I did last night. They do fit up to my ram horns. I'm gonna hang the front ones on the ground because it's easy to get to them, and then I'm gonna push the car on the lift and see how everything else falls in place. I bought some self-tapping screws. I think they're like 2 inches long or something, and I think I'm gonna self-tap it to the frame. An alternative would be to drill holes and tap for these bolts, but these bolts are metric, and at least they seem like it. My little tap and die set wouldn't thread onto them without digging into the threads, so I'm thinking they're metric. So I don't want to do that. So I think I'm just going to self-tap them. I definitely don't really want to weld. I don't want to grind off any of the powder coat and weld. I mean, I can, but I really don't want to. That was the whole point of not going to a muffler shop. So I'm just going to self-tap this to the frame and see what we got. So I was on Chevy Talk browsing yesterday, and there's some topics about this kit. and they claim that, well, for one, this won't work on 348 and 409 cars because the ram horns come off at 2.5 inch, and I believe the stock, small block is 2 inch. So these things are flared out to about 2.5, but the actual pipe, let's see if we're going to be able to do this, is more like 2. So it's 2 inch from the manifold, and then of course it flares back right here to 2.5, and then it's 2.5 all the way back. Although it's not quite 2.5, it's a little less than that. So, I mean, that's not a crucial point for me. It really doesn't matter. My main thing is I want it to sound good. I don't want it to be super loud, and I want it to fit. So it does fit my ceramic ram horn replicas. Bolted one up last night, just kind of hung it up there. It looks like it might be a problem with the oil filter. My oil filter is like 3 3/4 inches tall. And it clears, but the problem might be when I go to change the oil, the filter might not be able to come off. So when you mock this up, you have, before you tighten it, you have a whole bunch of movement this way. So I might kick it out more, but I don't know where that's going to put the muffler at over here. So it's just something I have to mess with. I went to Napa, tried to get a shorter oil filter, and of course they didn't have anything in stock. So that's how it looks. It's mocked up, it's put together, it's just kind of smushed in. The clamps fit good. They're not tight. Everything's just kind of sitting in place. Another thing is I'm probably going to stop right here. I don't know, because I don't have the back bumper on. So I don't know how far out these things are going to stick, but I kind of need to put the bumper on before you run the tailpipes. So we'll see. I mean, the whole point of this right now is to get some exhaust on so that I can time the motor, check for leaks, let it get up to operating temperature, adjust the idle mixture if I need to, dial the motor in. That's the whole point of having exhaust. So, I mean, worst case is I could just hang this on the frame rail with some wire, for now until I get the bumper on and all that. So, I mean, really, I guess I could stop right here. I could stop right here today and just get the mufflers on. So stay tuned. I'll bring y'all back here in a couple hours. Alright, still Saturday, March 30th. Just finished up this exhaust. So it's the Magnaflow 16724. It's allegedly a bolt-in kit, which it fit okay. It did require a little bit of persuasion to get it to fit up nice and tight. This kit cost me a little over $600. If I would have went to a muffler shop, I probably would have ended up spending the same. And I've had several Impalas with true duals, headers and manifolds, or either one. And so I've had exhaust that hangs tighter up against the frame and the floor. That's just better bends by a more experienced installer, I guess. But overall, I would probably rate this kit probably a B plus, A minus, mainly because the things it has going for it is it's stainless, it's clamped together. It doesn't require any welding. Now the tips are chrome, or they might be polished stainless. I haven't really looked at them, but the tips require welding, but you can also install them with the set screw, it looks like. Let me see what we got. These look like stainless, polished stainless. I don't know, I guess you can use that as a set screw, but I guess they're designed to be welded on. Unfortunately, not everybody has a welder, a MIG welder that can weld stainless. I don't, so that's kind of a flaw with this kit, is you're still going to have to take it somewhere to get the tips welded on. Now, right now, I just have it mocked up because I don't have any bumper, I don't have a back bumper on. So, but there's still, it can move. It's adjustable a little bit. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to run them out the back bumper. I doubt it. I really don't like that look. I'm probably just going to chop them off up under the car and call it a day. But let's see what we got. So it's so from what I gather with this kit is I don't think you're supposed to use any other type of hangers. I didn't. I mean, it uses, okay, so it bolts in the manifold, 3 bolts. It's designed for the ram horn exhaust. I doubt it's not going to fit block huggers. You'd have to modify it to fit block huggers or long tube headers. So this is designed to be a bolt-in kit for a completely stock car. Super close on the starter. Super close on the starter. Pretty close on the oil filter. Now I actually took it off and put it back on to make sure that it would clear. But super close on the oil filter, but it does clear. Pretty tight along the frame. So it uses a clamp there. I think it's metric. I mean, I was using a number 15. And then it uses a clamp that has a hanger. So you don't utilize the stock frame mount. So I just used a self-tap, and it bolted right to the frame. And then the middle piece bolts to the floor pan. Now, I'm not too thrilled about that. I think it'd be a better design if they were to put a hanger somewhere around here instead of drilling it to the floor pan. Now this bracket up here, that had to be bent pretty significant. It comes straight with a 90 at the end, and if you just bolt it up like that, this tube right here is going to hang really low, and it's going to look like shit. It would hang so low it hit my lift arm, so I had to bend it in the vise. I mean, you can probably bend it by hand. Bent that one too. That one bolts to the floor pan, and then you have another clamp right here, and then your fourth piece. Let's see, 1, 2, your third piece. Your third piece goes over the wheel well. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Another clamp here, and then this one looked like it would fit where the stock one went. In fact, I don't know why there's 3 holes in this frame, but whatever. So self-tapped. I went to the hardware store, got some self-tap, so I only did 1 here, 1 in the floor pan, 1 up right behind the muffler. 3 self-tap screws each side, and that's about it. So, I mean, it fits. I would if my review about it would be, it's equivalent to trying to fit transmission coolant lines. You buy pre-bent transmission coolant lines, they don't exactly just fall in place. They still need some persuasion, some force to get it right. You're bending it by hand, you're bending stainless, it's so they don't these didn't just exactly fall in place like, oh, boom, 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 done. But it did work. Sounds pretty good. I'm gonna back it out here. I had this little 30-second clip or whatever of it running. It's completely smoked out the shop because I guess it has oils inside the pipe and stuff like that. So and plus this is the first time starting the motor for more than 20 seconds. So I'm going to pull this thing out, let it run, let it burn off whatever needs to burn off, and but overall it's pretty good. It sits up pretty tight. I mean, really close on the starter. I don't know if that's an OEM starter, you know, I don't know. It's, to me, it's really close on the it's really hard to get to on the ram horn manifolds. You can get to 2 bolts easy, but the 3rd bolt's kind of hard, especially, well, it's on the driver's side that it's hard. It reminds me of block hugger headers trying to install these things on the engine. So, need to get me a flywheel cover, but you see how it, contour of the frame's pretty good. It's pretty square, pretty level. Not bad, not bad. Would I buy this thing again? Tough choice. Probably not. Simply because I've had other cars that the exhaust was tighter to the floor pan. So you can see there. In the rear you don't really see much. But this is a bigger muffler. I mean, the exhaust, the previous cars that I've had were always glass packs. So those are like the diameter of the actual pipe, so you can tuck those up really good. But it's designed to exit out the back. Me personally, I like exiting out the side behind the skirt, somewhere around this area. It's all preference, really. But see there, I had to drill through the floor pan. It's not bad. I mean, you're gonna have some guys that are gonna say, "Oh my God, you had to drill the floor pan. Oh my God, you had to drill holes to mount it to the frame. You know, it's not correct." But I mean, you drilled holes to mount the gearbox, the 500 gearbox. You had to make bigger holes. You know, I shaved the firewall, drilled holes in the firewall for the speedometer cable, brake booster, wiper motor, wiring. So, you know, it's all preference. But I mean, if you were to go to a muffler shop, they would probably do the exact same thing. They would probably grind off some powder coat and weld directly to the frame, which, you know, some people wig out about that too. Me personally, it's not that big of a deal. I just didn't want to take it somewhere and have them sit it outside and someone park next to it, get a door ding. You know, who knows what can happen. But so the exhaust is done. I didn't have to take the wheels off. Actually, the part in the back wheel well was probably the easiest part. I had a little bit of water dripping out the tailpipe, which that's a good sign. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop the hubcaps on, pop the skirts on, push it out, and let it run. But that's a wrap for this exhaust. It's good to do at home. Basic tools. Had to put it in the vise, had to bend the brackets a little bit, had to persuade it a little bit. But it didn't require any cutting of any kind, didn't require any welding of any kind, other than the tailpipes, which are in the future. Self-tap screws, bolt-on clamps, bolt-on to the ram horns. It's a complete bolt-on kit. So that has, you know, that has its benefits going for it. But so that's a wrap. I'm just gonna clean things up around here. It took me about 4 hours to install this thing. I did it completely by myself, no help. So it could be done, a one-man job. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.